Welcome back everyone, Matches Tech Tutorials here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up and configure the Multicraft daemon and how you can connect to the daemon through another device such as a mobile device or another computer that's not in the same household, etc, etc. So the first thing I want to do is connect to your server, and I've already connected this. I'm just going to drag it over to my other screen, just here. Now you're going to go to the Multicraft itself. Now you want to make sure this tutorial is only if you've got Multicraft set up. If you don't have Multicraft set up and don't know how to set it up at all, please go and watch my other video. Just I don't know whereabouts it is. I think it's like one of the first videos I made. But anyway, so what the daemon is exactly is it's basically like the back end of Multicraft. If the daemon wasn't running, which is this for instance, this is the daemon here. If the daemon wasn't running, it won't be working properly. So let's just pretend this wasn't open. Let's close this. There we go. Right. So to configure the daemon, you're going to click on Multicraft and you're going to right click on multicraft.conf. Wait for that to load. Now this port here is where the daemon is the default daemon port. Now I would suggest leaving that on its own because if you've changed that, I have no idea how to connect to it. I haven't changed that at all and I've had no issues. Now if you've got another device that uses that port or a program, I'd suggest changing that program. Now the external IP here is you're going to want to set your machine's IP. So you're going to click Start and go to CMD. Then you're going to type in ipconfig. And as you can see here, it says IPv4 address, and that is the IP address which is going to be in there. As you can see, that is my machine's IP. Now the allowed IPs is 127.0.0.1. That is if you want every single IP to be allowed on this daemon. To connect to it basically, and I would just leave that as default because there's no reason to change any of that. Ignore all this as I have no idea how to set any of this up, this database stuff, but I'm just going through it as the parts which are mostly important. Now sometimes with your Multicraft, with the daemon, it might, when you start a server, it might say that you've got that Java's missing. Now this is quite an easy fix. Now, I might have done this in another tutorial, but I'm not sure. You're just going to click Control F and find Java. As you can see, Java is there. Now it's got Java equals, and it's going to show you where the Java is actually located. So to work this out, you want to make sure you installed Java. Make sure you've installed the correct one as well. But first of all, you want to find out if your system is a 32 or 64-bit. In this case, my computer is a 64-bit. Now because I've installed Java, it's going to be a 64-bit. Now you're going to go to your hard drive, go into Program Files. Now if yours are 32-bit, yours will be just Program Files, I believe. Now you're going to go into Java. JRE7, as you can see here, C, which is the hard drive, computer up there, program files, there, C, program files, Java, JRE7, bin, and java.exe. Now, sometimes you'd probably have an issue where when you first install Multicraft, it'll look like that. Now, this is an easy fix. If you're running a 64-bit, you just literally do space, bracket, x86, bracket, and that's it. Just leave it like that. So that's how you set up where your Java is, because obviously my Java is in my bin. Now say for example it wasn't in here, and let's say if it was in, let's just say pretend Java was in client for instance, which is not, but let's just pretend it is, and it won't be ever anyway. What I'd do is, after bin, as you can see here, I would put client / and then java.exe. Now, if your Java doesn't work when you do Java exe, here's put it back here. Oh, hang on, let's press Control Z. There. Okay. Now, if your Java wasn't actually in there, or Java is in there but it doesn't work, you can actually use another Java executable file. Executable there. Right. So you can use, I believe, one which I've used before is Java W. It runs fine when I use that, so you just literally put java.w.exe. So that's just in case it doesn't work. Now, there's going to be a few settings in here which you can basically just tweak yourself, such as default memory, which is there. So that's the amount of memory you want Java or the Multicraft to be using at default. I'd just leave it as a gig. If your computer has less than a gig, say if it has 500 megabytes max of RAM, I will just put it as 512, so which is half a gig, sorry. So that is that's the first part, how to configure the thing. But one quick thing as well here is this is the port where you want your like file transferring files from the daemon or the server from one computer to another. Now I would just leave that as 21. I would not change that port. like I said before, if you've got a file, if you've got another program or something else in your network that's using that port, I would change the port and make sure you have this as default. Now he's going to close this and save. Now the next part of this is how you can actually set up your how to connect to the daemon through another device. So basically what you can do is you want to make sure your Multicraft is actually running. Now if you remember on the other video which I made, if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. How to set up Multicraft, by the way. In the where is it? Sorry, is it bin? No. Sorry guys, give me a few seconds. I've got to try and find this. Where was it? Oh, sorry, there. In the ng-inex, I actually set the Multicraft control panel, not the daemon, the control panel, as the port 9090, as I couldn't use 8080 because I had to change it. Now, so what you're going to have to do is make sure you remember that port that you've changed it to. So to connect to the control panel now, all you're just literally going to do is do either localhost colon 9090, as that was the default ng-inex port. Now this is if you're going to connect it from this machine. Now there's another way which you can do this, is by connecting to it through another IP. Now I'm going to show you my test one which I'm going to use. So my test one is this would be if you was using it on an iPhone or another computer from another household. You can do if you register to noip.com, they offer free DNS. You can actually use a DNS where you set it up to your server where the IP is being hosted. So to find out, he's going to literally type in what's my IP. I'm not going to do that because I don't care if I put IP out, and then he's going to remember that number. You go to no IP, make a name, and then point it to your IP. Now once you've done that, my name which I've set with no IP is Matthew. I'll tell you what, I'll do it from my computer instead. This is the server, so let's just close this. Right, pretend this is as if this is my computer outside the household. You're going to go to Google or your browser or whatever you use. You're going to find your IP, which you set of no IP. In this case, it's matthewservers.zapto.org, and because I haven't set it as the default 8080 port or whatever the default port was, mine is 9090. So I'm going to have to put colon 9090. Hit enter, and as you can see, it's just trying to connect. It should work unless my IP's changed, which it probably has. And I don't think it works on the same network. I'm not sure. It's probably not going to load. No, it's not going to load. Okay, but just pretend it as if it was outside the household. It'll generally take you to this Multicraft page like this, and it'll just basically be accessible. Now, another question which I've had is how you can actually make another user in control of the server. Oh, not control of the server, sorry. In control of the server that you've set up on Multicraft. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to log in as your admin account. And then as you can see here, I've got two servers. Now let's just pretend I'm going to change this one here. Now let's just say, the way you make a user is if you go to settings and go to, sorry, not settings, users, and then create a user. Now you're going to create the usernames. Let's do as example YouTube. Global role, I would leave that as no access. I don't really know what that's for. Language, Dutch or English. English an example. Now I type in the email, so I'm just going to do example@nothing.com. Password, let's just do YouTube again. Send welcome mail, I don't want that on because I'm not sure how to do that yet. But anyway, so there you go. I've now made an account. Now if you go to servers, say if I want to dedicate this Minecraft server here to YouTube, I would click on assign to user and then YouTube, and click save. Wait for that to load and process. And there you go. Now it'll only give you this error, but ignore that. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Now you're going to log out here, and let's go back. Let's log into our YouTube account, which we just created about 5 seconds ago. And the password was YouTube again. Log in. And as you can see, if I go to servers, they can see this server as well, but they can't do anything. I can't restart or anything. Sorry, I don't know what that noise was, but anyway. So, maybe jump at the burn. Anyway, I think it's part 2. So, if this is part 2, just keep watching. Now, basically, I can't do anything with that server. So what I'm going to have to do now is, if I go to servers and go back to that server, the one which I just assigned to the user, as you can see, I can start, restart, FTP file access. I can do everything that a normal Multicraft user should do. So I hope that tutorial's I hope it has covered up a few things, and I hope that that the guy who messaged me about it on my YouTube channel in the discussion area, it has solved a few problems. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope this has helped you guys. If you have any more questions about this, on how to set it up, or if you have any problems, anything else, just give me a shout, because I mean, every person who's asked me for a bit of help I replied to, and every time someone's asked me to make a video, I have. And I also do this in my free time as well, as I don't get paid or anything for it yet. Well, I hope I do, but in future. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next video. Goodbye.